And I knew that it was my mission to help other survivors. How many more had just put on a mask and got on with life, and it came back to haunt them later? The abusive relationship that came back up for me was 14 years prior to that, and it was very abusive. A real physical abusive relationship you can recognise straight away, but a narcissistic one, especially a covert narcissist, is very sly, it's very small, it's very slight, and you kind of think, is that a red flag? You're not sure. Oh, I want to help 1 billion survivors. I want it. That's my goal. Is if I can help even just one survivor of domestic abuse, amazing. And I'm already doing that. That's already proved. But if we can help 1 billion survivors, that's my goal. So my name's Amanda Haigh, and I'm the founder of UKind which is a virtual reality AI therapy that's for survivors of domestic abuse and made by survivors of domestic abuse.
How did this come about? Because I've not seen this before.
Okay, so I'm a survivor myself, and the trauma arose for me in lockdown. I found myself in a narcissistic relationship, and I ended up through that starting my healing journey and journaling, and then my journaling became my book. And I wrote and published a book called Fix Your Future. And in the back of there were all the self-help techniques I personally used. And at that time, I was a business developer for an organized self-advocacy organization. And I knew that it was my mission to help other survivors. How many more had just put on a mask and got on with life, and it came back to haunt them later? But I found myself in the abusive relationship that came back up for me was 14 years prior to that, and was very abusive. But then I found myself in a narcissistic relationship, but two very, very different relationships, but I hadn't spotted it. I didn't know. And so I set off on this mission. I finished my job, left my job, and my mission was to support more survivors of domestic abuse to thrive in life.
That's incredible. Like, honestly, incredible. It's so nice to hear that there's something like that. Why VR and AR? How did that?
I heard that virtual reality could reduce therapy time from 12 weeks to 2 weeks. So I'd seen that people were using it for various different things, and I wondered how I could adapt that for survivors of domestic abuse. And that's kind of how I went on that journey. Didn't know much about virtual reality. Now I know loads. But at the time I just thought, how can I adapt that for survivors of domestic abuse? And that's kind of how it started.
How long has the business been running for?
So this is it'll be my 3rd year in February. I've been developing it. So we've proved concept. We've worked with 4 frontline services in their crisis teams. We did phase 1 research in a refuge and 3 other frontline services, one with men, ex-addicts, and then the other one in the refuge. And that's where I met my first volunteer, Kirsten. So she took part, she was a participant in the phase 1 research, and found out she was back-end developer. 2 months later, she's here now. 2 months later, she was part of the team. And so, the team keeps building, and, just to see survivors' confidence grow just makes my heart sing. And we proved concept in that first phase, but now we're embedding it into the frontline services that we're working with. So it's exciting, really exciting.
So whilst this is very much about the business, it is founder story. So it is a lot about you as a founder. Do you mind touching upon your kind of journey before starting the business, and there's a lot of people out there who are in abusive relationships, and they might not be able to find a way out of it, or how to get out of that. And also on the other end, there might be people who know other people in those situations, and how can they be helping? Is there anything they can do to help? How can they help? Is there anything they can do to help?
I mean, everybody's journey is very personal, and for me, I just knew that I just put on a mask and got on with life. And knowing what I know now, I can now offer that information to other survivors, because I think it's so important. Where a real physical abusive relationship you can recognize straight away, but a narcissistic one, especially a covert narcissist, is very sly, it's very small, it's very slight, and you kind of think, is that a red flag? You're not sure. But then you get the love bombing and you get all that gaslight, and there's so many stages of a narcissistic relationship that it's really hard to spot if you don't know. And for me, I had to just go away and learn how to start loving me, first of all, and put boundaries in. Boundaries are just so important in every aspect of your life or business, everything. Having those boundaries is important, but to just recognize those slight red flag signs is also important. So I would say to any survivor, go and find out, go and do your homework, go and learn whatever you can about codependency, empathy, all those things that you can get drawn into an unhealthy relationship, and understand yourself and what you're prepared not to accept and accept.
What's the impact that you want to have on the world?
Oh, I want to help 1 billion survivors. I want it. That's my goal, is if I can help even just one survivor of domestic abuse, amazing. And I'm already doing that. That's already proof. But if we can help 1 billion survivors, that's my goal. That's my ultimate goal. And I feel like I'm going to do it. I feel
like you're going to do it. You've got, sometimes you meet people and they just have an impact on you, and you're definitely one of those people that you just like brewing with love to give, and it's really nice to see. So it's
thank you.
I like that.
Thank you.
I love what you guys are doing. It's incredible. Is there any advice that you could give to someone who is looking to start a business like this, or who wants to have an impact but doesn't know where to start?
My background is, so before I went on my own, which in lockdown after I wrote my book, that I just was like, I wanted to move on. But for me, I think I had a really good start. I've been working in charity sector, third sector, the CIC's background for 15 years. And I was a grant and bid writer. And so just really finding, for me, when I started my business, is looking at, okay, what skills have I got now that I can use as a leverage to, whilst I'm setting up my own business and the thing that I wanted to do. So I was a grant writer. I set up lots of projects. I'd write the grants, and I set up an accredited training cafe for adults with learning disabilities. And that was a vehicle to get them into employment. And so they would come and do their food safety. They said, we want more employment skills. So we said, come and do your food safety, and then we'll move you into employment in the community. And that was a really successful project. So I had all those skills that I could bring to my new role in my own business. So I was just writing grants for other people, bringing in money different ways. Anything. It's about really homing in on what you're good at, I think, and then monetizing it.
What is it that you need now to take the business where you want to take it?
I need a lot of money. We've done proof of concept phase research, and we have just won a competition, the West Yorkshire Lord Mayor's funding. So we just got 20k for the next phase, which is clinical research. So we're looking at, is our software reducing anxiety, raising confidence, reducing PTSD symptoms, all those juicy data that you want a software to do. That's kind of, we're phase 2, and we probably need another 100k to get it to the end line. We're commercialising October 2026. So I'm just writing grants like mad, as you can imagine, grant writing after grant. So, yeah.
What have you learned about yourself through this whole journey?
Oh, to love myself wholeheartedly and just to have the confidence to go out there and shout about what I do and love myself from the inside out. It's not about the looks, it's just about the people and connecting with the right people. And yeah, just loving yourself again. That's so important because I think if you don't love yourself, how can you spread that love to other people, you know? So yeah, I think that's the number one important thing.
And what does success mean to you? And has your view of success changed since starting the business?
I mean, I feel I'm successful now, even before I've even got to where I am. I feel successful now, and I think that's important. Just to look back and look at where you've come from, because often we don't look back at our successes as we go along. And I think just having that glimpse back sometimes and reminding ourselves where we were and where we are now, I think that's success to me.
And would the young girl you once were be proud of the woman you are today?
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Come a long way.
Yeah.
Amazing. If I was to give you 2 minutes in front of an audience of like 10,000 people, is there a piece of advice that you'd give to them?
I would always say, get people on your team that are better than you, that have the skills as well, because it's important. And often people won't get the people that are cleverer than you, but I actually think it's important to have a team. Surround yourself with a kind team, but a clever team, you know, that are cleverer than you.
And you mentioned, is she your co-founder?
She is a volunteer, so she came on the Kirsten came on the team after phase 1 research. She was in a refuge.
Yeah.
And when we did phase 1 research, she told me she was a back-end developer. And yeah, a few weeks later, she was part of the team. And honestly, just watching her confidence grow is just amazing. It's amazing.
Amazing. I love that. Thank you so much. I know just because of interest of time, is there anything I haven't asked you that you'd like me to ask you? Or anything you wanted to discuss?
I think so. No, thank you so much.
Talk to you forever. The problem is we only have 15 minutes and there's so much to discuss.
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
No, thank
and
you.
Honestly, wish you all the best for this business. And
amazing.
hopefully we cross paths in the future as well.
Yeah, well, I've left my cards.
Yeah, no,
I love my
awesome.
things.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.